レコード会社が間抜けでも良い CD を作るには良いスタッフと輝く微笑み、信念、そしてたくさんの高音、それが必要さ。
Not far from realizing my music will keep on rising. Sky's the limit, I reach monsoon center. That's me, y'all. A better way to comprehend me better. Just listen to my mystics, dynamics of a rhythmic. Some need FedEx to receive cool techniques while I picnic. I understand the words connect, coagulate, rhyme phonetics. I'm blessed with sonnet. My mind's not empty. I got so many phrases ready. And even if your lady's freaky, my beat is better. Only more on bodies on one. Finding plus for protocol. Keep on get the crowds local. Word up.
If I ever miss a melody tonight, it's just for me. I don't care if you're never satisfied. It's just for me. If I ever miss a melody tonight, it's just for me. I don't care if you're never satisfied. It's just for me.
Every single nana, shake your tata, blada, cosa, será la misma mañana. Even if I gotta, shorty like Zara, I just wanna lay my blue notes on a tropical manner. I swear, walking cities, town to town, bands from a residential to a ghetto. Still got amigos, pero y gatos, Chinese and Chicanos, Chico Magnifico. We shine like from the depot. Estoy hablando de true es poética, fantástica, connect spaces like Galactica. And if it rains, put on my Nautica, musical daha. My melodies got you high like you're smoking Buddha.
If I ever miss a melody tonight, it's just for me. I don't care if you're never satisfied. It's just for me. If I ever miss a melody tonight, it's just for me. I don't care if you're never satisfied. It's just for me.
In this worldwide connection, beats caress with affection. Fingers on the keyboards of passion, with emotion. A nation of black, blue, yellow. Keep on moving like Elo, still we keep the flow. My mind was never met up, my mom was even fed up. Get up, go to school for we to keep the head up. That, I'd rather be just sensitive, poetic. My rhyme is organic, my life is energetics.
If I ever miss a melody tonight, it's just for me. I don't care if you're never satisfied. It's just for me. If I ever miss a melody tonight, it's just for me. I don't care if you're never satisfied. It's just for me. You should never compare my life with yours, baby.
What is up? What it do? Welcome to Club Shada, episode number 124. That's a lot of episodes. Do you even watch do you watch replays? Do you watch I don't know, episode 35, or maybe if you join at episode 120, do you go back when you have nothing to do and you want to kill an afternoon? Do you watch old episodes of Club Shada, or you just watch them live and that's it? That's a good. Actually, YouTube just updated the chat functionality, and they added something. So let me test it. Do you watch replays of Club Shada, or yes or no? Only the live streams. All right. Let me see if it works. I don't even know if it. I don't know if it's there. Oh, it's there. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Interesting new option. So you can see on the top of the chat now. Let me see on my phone if it works. I don't see it on my phone. Interesting. So it's only on the. It's only on the desktop, because on my mobile I don't see it. Anyway, put them likes while I'm watching. Interesting. So it's interesting because I see people reply. So maybe everybody's watching from a phone or something. Who knows? Let me see. 67% of the people say I watch the replays, and 33% say no, I only watch the live streams. Interesting. We could use that for. We could use that for the other things. Anyway, welcome to Club Shada. I hope everybody's feeling all right. I hope you're in good spirit. I hope everything is fine where you are. I hope you had a great beginning of the week, this Wednesday. And yeah, how was what time it is where you are? Put your flags of where you're watching from, and what were you doing? Hey, hello. This show is brought to you by shadaware.com and the Gods of Good Fortune, and I want to acknowledge all the new subscribers. Let you know from the get-go, if you want to be in the chat, you have to be a subscriber. You can watch. If you're not subscribed, you can watch. But you want to talk, you have to subscribe. That's a good way to eliminate strange people, So yeah, everybody's watching. Put some likes in this video. Welcome to the channel, Cedric, Pindi, Given Lindula, Chris Jr., Alexi, Tanu. Hey. My wife says hey. La porta estragó. Who else? Every time I start reading, this thing decides to reset that. Hi Marvin. Hi Ashley. Welcome SJO. As always, don't make sure you leave your shoes at the door when you enter our place, because it's a place that you have to respect. The first song I played during the intro is called Just For Me. It's a song that I recorded in 1999 in New York City with Stephanie McKay, and from my second album, Worldwide Chico. And so, for those who didn't see, there's a listening party. For those who watch the replays, well, it's only 56% now. Damn. So 56% watch the replays, and 44% only watch when I'm live. Well, you have no idea what you're missing. There's a lot of nice lives out there. You could watch like Club Shada for a whole month. We have hours and hours of content. I think we have 100 episodes of 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours. The Naturi Eben episode is like 9 hours. Plus the one on her channel, that's another 9 hours. The one with Stevie is nice as well. There's a lot of great stuff. I want to thank the stream royalty, Mr. Simmons, with $60. You can always compete or just support the show with your super chats. And I want to thank you to everybody who has been supporting the show. $1, $10, $100 is the same as long as your support. And you can also be part of either the Patreon or the Buy Me a Coffee. I have to choose which one I prefer out of those. Hey, Suzanne, how are you? I hope you're good. Mr. Irvin, how are you? I hope you good. Original Local Music, how are you? I hope you good. Mila Milliardaire. Oh, it's not 7 anymore? So what's going on with your name? So you Sin 7, then Milliardaire 7 or 7, then La Milliardaire 7, and now it's just
Le Milliardaire.
I mean, still the same icon, but you know. Master Electronic, what do you do? What's up, Master Electronic? I want to tell everybody that Mr. Master Electronic has received his Shadaware shirt that he won, and he sent me a photo of him wearing it proudly. So that was that was great to see that. Let me see if I can bring that to the show. Can't? Why not? Do it this way. Then. Let me send it to the desktop. Then send it from the desktop to, where is it? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this beautiful model. Master Electronic. You have to change your name. You have to change Master Sexy Congolese Boy. That should be your real name. Fits you well, huh? I like it. Very nice. Look at you. Yeah. So yeah, he received his shirt that he won. Actually, this is a good day to offer a t-shirt. So today, mid-show, in around 40 minutes, I guess, I will be offering a t-shirt from Shadaware to those who will be in the live. So hey, try to not fall asleep. I'm good. What do you do, MK Prod? Yeah, merci. Yeah. I do watch some episodes in replay. Nice. Hello, Sirène des Îles 2. What happened with Sirène des Îles 1? I hope you're good since Naturist life. So you made a whole life. You made a whole life about. Wait. Let me send it to her at the same time. Oui, j'envoie ça depuis mon live. So you made a whole life about a girl showing her boobs, and it was a 4 hours live as well. Oui, on est live comme tu peux le voir. This shit is crazy. You. I mean, hey, listen, that's great. It's a great subject. Actually, it was interesting. I saw a bit of it when I was before going to eat. Then I went to eat. Then I went to the shopping center at 9 p.m. Not far from the house. Then I went for a walk with my son. Then I came back home, and the live was still on, and it was still about the debate about the boobs. So that was nice. Mr. Bruno, what up, brother? How are you? How you? I don't watch the replays, but I do watch some of the highlights. I tend to, in my conception of podcast and different YouTube channels, it's true that I tend to watch more. Well, it depends from show to show. Some show I watch the replays, the complete replays, and some of them I watch. She's laughing. Some of them I watch the full shows. It depends which shows. Hello, Emmanuel Etienne, how are you? Put some likes on these videos. There's 9 likes that I'm missing. Rosie Fly. Faut pas t'endormir aujourd'hui. 1:15 South Africa. Yo, what's going on in South Africa, man? Like, I mean, from here, it looks like things are going crazy. People are shooting at each other. Like, what's going on? Like, I heard that since the ex-president was arrested or something, and then I was not even aware of that. And then his supporters just went crazy or something. Seems like dangerous. Be careful out there. Oh, nice. Moi, j'attends les photos. J'attends les photos pour les poster sur l'Instagram de Shada. Just saying. I'm in the salon doing my hair and drinks. So wait, you in the salon doing your hair, or you drinking, or you doing both at the same time? I'm the champion of replays. Yeah, that's true. And it's funny because sometimes, and actually YouTube just added a feature that is kind of interesting for people like you, because sometimes I watch your replays and you will put like, I watch your comments on the replays and you will put like 4 or 5 comments while you are watching, and sometimes I have to remember what the live is talking about at that moment to realize what your comment is referring to in the 4 hours live, and or 3 hours. And they have a new feature on mobile where you can watch the comment in the context of when it was written. So like you can see that person posted that comment exactly watching this, and that's very interesting. I had it one day and then I never tried again, but for people who watch and comment the replay, that's great. Because Michel comments the replay as if he was watching live. So, and some people, what they do, merci beaucoup, la reine des lives pornographiques. Ah, vraiment, ton live là, ça devient dangereux. Je crois que c'était un live de kémiterie, de comment vous appelez ça? Reformatage des cerveaux, de retour à l'ébène. Donc finalement c'est Merci beaucoup, Naturi, pour le support. Thanks for the support. Ah, my God. 3, getting a bag. Okay, I get it. You went to the salon, you were doing your hair. Then you went for drinks. Then you got a bag. All right. I prefer. Oh, musique, feelings, TV. Donc vous deux, vous étiez ensemble en train de parler, puis vous êtes dit, venez, on va aller chez Kaysha, quoi. Il faut que je regarde ton dernier live sur la guerre entre Drake et The Weeknd. Ça m'intéresse. Après ce live, je vais aller me faire mes 40 minutes de Stevie Music Feeling. Thank you so much for the donation, les gars. Moi, chez Stevie, c'est bizarre là-bas. Hein. Pardon, chez Nature, c'est bizarre. Hein. Il y a des gens qui... Libel et Mousseloulou. Stevie, did you see that video in Cameroon? Les flics chez vous sont bizarres aussi. Hein? Donc, ils vont dans les partous des gens et puis ils filment les gens et puis ils disent donnez-nous la rançon sinon on met la vidéo en ligne. Tu donnes la rançon après ils mettent la vidéo. Yo, what's going on? C'est bizarre chez vous. J'ai adoré les lives avec Naturi. J'ai fini les 9 heures de chaque live hier. Wow. Ah, merci beaucoup. Ah, c'est trop nice. That's cool. I'm good. I'll be locked for a month. I thank Macron. Going to the movies is over for me. The restaurants too. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Apparently, it's on. It's on in France. I was watching. Il y avait des gens de droite et les gens de gauche. Donc il y avait des mélenchonistes qui disaient oui la liberté. Et puis là, il y avait les gens de droite des républicains qui disaient les gens qui ne se vaccinent pas sont dangereux pour les autres. C'est normal qu'ils n'aient pas les mêmes droits. I was like yo, la France c'est chaud. Here in Portugal, we don't have all these debates. People just get vaccinated and you got QR codes now and yeah, what can I say? What can I say? Affaire de Saint-Dehors. Hey! Comment ça va ma copine? Je t'écoute sans permission au boulot. Ah, ok. Mais quand est-ce que je reçois la photo avec le t-shirt? C'est ça ma question. Non, oui, ils m'ont fait rire dans leur live. What it do? 8 p.m. What up, Damu Manero? Listen, Michelle said Damu has to come back. Everybody loved you on the live, so you gotta come back, bro. What it do, Moto Music Africa? How are you, brother? I think it's automatic. Yeah, I think it's automatic. Yeah, you know what some people do usually? They comment along, but they put the timestamp in front of their comment so that whenever you click on the time, you know what they're talking about. So that's what people do usually. But with that new feature, at least you have a context. Most of the time, I know what you're talking about because it's usually the live I did the day before. But sometimes I'm just if you comment on something that is like 3 weeks old, I'm like, what is he talking about? Then I have to go check and I'm like, okay. We don't have that here in Cape Town. Plus we live by the waterfront side. This happening mostly in the township sides of Durban and Johannesburg. Okay. Yeah, the waterfront. Yeah, you rich guy don't live this thing, huh? Waterfront people. Yeah. C'est toi le king de YouTube, c'est pas nous. C'est vous deux là. C'est vous les kings de YouTube, vous deux là. Vous gagnez beaucoup d'argent sur YouTube, vous deux là. Vous deux là. Ce couple-là, c'est le Cameroun envahisseur de YouTube. Deux Camerounais là. Gang de YouTube, les gangs de YouTube. Ils gagnent trop d'argent, ils amassent trop de gens, trop de spectateurs. Ils sont effrayants les deux ici là. J'aimerais trop être comme eux. Un jour peut-être. Un jour peut-être. Non, c'était chaud. Mike Phoenix, what up, what up, what up? Les gens sont en train de voler ton trône ici. Comment ça se passe en Guada? Est-ce que tu as goûté les bokits? Yo, Rokenza, I gotta see him. I was doing my hair in the salon earlier. I got drunk. You got drinks, sorry. And after I went to the store to buy clothes. Oh, a bag of clothes. Hopefully, I'll have my first vaccination at the end of September. Heading to Cape Verde. Ooh, nice. Oh, yeah. No, listen. I saw the news in France. So what's going on in France? I didn't even check. Let me see. Macron. What can I search? Macron, COVID. Vaccin. Annonce. Let me see what he said. Petite question de curiosité. Quelle caméra utilises-tu s'il te plaît? Et le logiciel c'est OBS, merci. Alors tu peux aller sur ma chaîne, sur cette chaîne YouTube. J'ai une vidéo où j'explique exactement ce que j'utilise. La caméra c'est une Sony A6400. L'objectif c'est un Sigma 16 mm. Et ces lunettes sont... Anyway. L'objectif c'est un Sigma 16 mm et le logiciel s'appelle eCam Live. Et si tu veux avoir le lien du logiciel, je vais le mettre dans le... Moi j'utilise eCam Live, Naturi utilise StreamYard. Voici les liens dans le chat. Hey, mais Dalia, when do you come and be my guest? This is my question. Just asking. Parce que toi, tu es en vacances là, mais ça va. Faut pas exagérer. Ça veut comment? Tu nous manques le samedi. On est censé faire quoi le samedi? I have another idea. I want to do a club Shada, one in the afternoon. Maybe I will do two in the same day, but I want to do one in the afternoon, but not in my house. I want to do one in the afternoon, like outside. Something different. Like, I don't know, like 4 p.m. or 3 p.m. maybe in front of the swimming pool or something. She's on holiday. She's on a summer holiday. Vraiment, elle nous a abandonnés. Les gens prennent des vacances comme ça. Je comprends pas. On est là, nous on se cherche. On est obligé de regarder son mari maintenant. Il faut que Joël prenne le slot. Joël même doit prendre le slot. Hello, Nyota. Ya, moi si Makasi. C'est ça même. Welcome to the Shada gang. So these are... intéressant. Ruer sur le rendez-vous de vaccination après les annonces de Macron. All right. Olivier Véran, c'est vraiment un gars de propagande. So what did they say? Après, j'ai imposé le pass sanitaire à l'entrée de la plupart des lieux publics et a rendu la vaccination obligatoire pour les soignants et ceux au contact des personnes fragiles. Sanction à la clé. Des censés avoir des vaccins, ça tombe bien. On a des vaccins, des centres ouverts. Damn. 1 million de Français au moins ont pris rendez-vous sur Doctolib. Why do they have names like this? Doctolib. Like, anyway. Let me see. I want to know what are the new rules in France. Pour les protéger, la vaccination sera obligatoire sans attendre pour les personnels de santé, mais aussi tous les employés des hôpitaux, les maisons de retraite, les établissements pour handicapés ou encore les bénévoles en contact avec des personnes âgées, fragiles et contre domicile. Les personnes concernées auront jusqu'au 15 septembre pour aller se faire vacciner. À cette date seront mis en œuvre des contrôles et des sanctions. 4 millions de personnes sont concernées. Parmi elles, 1... Ok. Alright. Passe sanitaire, test Covid-19, attestation de vaccination qui sera en vigueur dès le 21 juillet dans les lieux de loisirs et de culture, rassemblant plus de 50 personnes. That's movies. You can still go to small cinemas. Le pass sanitaire sera ensuite étendu début août après le vote préalable d'un texte de loi et sa promulgation. Café, restaurants, centres commerciaux, ainsi qu'aux avions, trains, cars longs, établissements médicaux. Alright. Oh, listen. This is the way they say. Oh, this is a way to say it's mandatory. Wow. I'm calling you now. Let me see. Dalia. I'm calling.
Hello?
Hi. I'm calling.
Hé, comment tu peux m'appeler en plein live comme ça?
Je peux
Tu
faire tout ce...
abandonnes les gens?
I can do whatever I want.
Non.
I'm Kaysha, do what I want.
Normal. On comprend, c'est toi le roi. Tu peux
Everybody,
faire ce que tu veux.
say hello to Dalia.
Hello, Shada gang.
So, when are we doing our show?
Oh my God. Next week?
Next week? What day
Yeah.
next week?
Euh,
Julie is saying Dalia on thème.
Bisous, Julie.
Master Electronic rigole seulement.
Ah,
Master Electronic a demandé quand est-ce que tu me trouves ma femme?
bah, il doit me donner ses critères.
Blonde, yeux bleus. Fesses plates, suédoise.
Mais si c'est une Suédoise, bah, il est capable de la trouver là-bas, non?
Non, il faut qu'elle soit proche de Dieu, il faut que... Tu vois, tous ces trucs. Donc, comme lui, c'est un démon, et bon, c'est un peu compliqué.
Non, Master Electronic, c'est un garçon gentil.
Okay,
He's a nice boy.
it's a nice boy.
Mhm.
He's not a man, he's a boy. All right.
Oh, a nice man. Sorry.
No, you can be a boy. I like being called a boy. Ça me pose pas de problème. So, let me write down on my calendar.
Okay.
Let me write down
Next
on my
week?
calendar. Next week when? Sunday or Wednesday?
Sunday, because I'm working during the week.
So Sunday, the 18th. Next episode of Club Shada. All right.
No, not this Sunday.
Oh, not this one.
Next week.
The
No.
next one.
Yeah, please.
Club Shada with Daddy.
In French.
Of course. I mean, as you wish. So it's gonna be the 25th, right?
Let me check.
Because next Sunday is the 18th, so the 25th.
Yes.
All right. I'm going back to my show. Bye.
Bye. J'étais-
Oui, bonjour. Hey, hi, hey! You were there. Hello. Donc, on the 25th, Club Shada will be in French. 25th of July. And we will have, so in 10 days, we will have the pleasure to have as our guest the one and only Dalia MTV. You know how we do it. Le rendez-vous est pris. Ah, j'ai pas eu le temps de dire. Rosa dit bonsoir. Emmanuel dit bonsoir. Regardez ça. Quelle torture. Ça va être bon, hein? Ça va être doux. That's nice. Hey. What 15K are you celebrating? Your subscribers? So, yay. So listen, I had a long conversation today. I had a long conversation with a good friend of mine. So we were talking about vaccination, not vaccination, etc. And I was explaining to him that I got vaccinated and nothing special and good, etc. And he was explaining to me that he was not interested in being vaccinated. And I was like, it's your choice, it's up to you. But what we were debating about was not him trying to convince me or me trying to convince him to be vaccinated. Ce sont pas des nanas, ce sont des femmes. Voyons. Nana. Il n'y a que des femmes ici, des femmes fatales. Joking. So, and the conversation was this. In his opinion, being vaccinated must stay a choice. And we went back and forth for 5 hours about in this conversation. When we were basically, for him, he doesn't want to for now because of it's too early and then there's not enough time between the creation of the vaccine and etc. And I was telling him, I understand everything you're saying, but at a point people have to take a leap of faith because it has been deemed safe. But of course, for him, it was like, yeah, but they can say that, but it doesn't mean nothing. There's not enough data, etc. And I was like, yeah, listen, I understand what you mean. It's still been 100 million people vaccinated. And for now, this is the only weapon we have. And I mean, our conversation was not about should he do it or not, because like I told him, that's his choice. But because of the measure that the French president has decided to take, we now end up in France, they end up in a situation where, and that's the thing about French people in general. French government. When you go to the metro, you take the metro, the subway in New York, there's a policeman guarding the door. And the doors are hard they have some kind of special doors that is very hard to jump or to pass. Like if you don't have a ticket, it's kind of hard to trick the system, right? And if in those stations where it's easy to enter without your ticket, usually there's police in there. There's police in there telling you, showing you that if you don't pay your fare, you're gonna get arrested, or you're gonna get you're gonna have to pay a ticket. In the UK, when you go to the subway, there's an employee of the security that is also watching everybody that comes in and out. In case somebody has the good idea to not pay and try to get in, you usually have people that are there to enforce the fact that people must pay to enter. Same thing for example, in Portugal, when you enter a place where there's when you're on the road and you enter an area when there's a radar, speed trap, usually you're gonna have a big signal telling you that you are entering a zone where they are monitoring your speed, and usually people slow down. Same thing in the UK. When you are in a zone where there's a radar, you have places, they tell you, and because they decide in the law that the role is not to deceive people, the role is to protect people. In France, when you go to the subway, there's nobody to prevent you from jumping the gates and entering without a ticket. But then there's somebody who's dressed as a normal person who's like, yeah, black guy, green shirt, glasses, bald head. And then in the corridor, hidden, are the agents that are waiting to catch you. Or when you are in a place when there's a radar, the radars is usually hidden somewhere or behind a tree, or it's behind you. And it feels like the French have these ways of using the things that they use to protect people, and they use it to make money. They use it to trick people into thinking that they can't disobey the law so that they can catch you, and then they make you pay. And it's something that whenever I traveled, and for example, I was in New York, and I go to the subway and I see there's a cop there watching everybody. If you try to trick, you can try to trick and enter without paying, he comes to you straight. Get out, or you have to pay. In France, they love to hide. And it's a real difference of mentality. And here, the problem is not that they believe that the only way is to protect the people in general, in terms of society. The only way is to get 90% of the people vaccinated so that the virus doesn't penetrate anymore. The problem here is the way they do it. Again, they do it the French way. They're gonna not tell you you have to do it. They're gonna tell you, you do what you want, but then you can't do nothing. And it's so contrasted with here. Here in Portugal, I believe that soon as the vaccine was available, people from the government got it. People from everybody that worked in hospital and stuff had to get it. I don't know if it was mandatory, but they were like the first to be, because they are in line to protect them. They had to get vaccinated because they are in contact with the virus way more than all of us. What up, CCIL? And then, yeah, listen, it was everybody over 65, and then it was and then it was my age group last month, and now it's 23. And we don't have those debates because the things that the government is telling us is clear. And when I was in Turkey, every time you want to enter a shopping center, you had to have your QR code. You could not enter no shopping without your QR code. Restaurants you could, but big places with a lot of people like shopping center, you could not get in if you didn't have. And everybody had their QR code in their phones ready to get in. And I mean, there was machines and security in front of every in the opening entrance of the shoppings. And yeah, you just scan your thing, the machine tells you that you're clear and you go in. Same thing in China, etc. And at that time, the French people, when I was watching the different shows, they keep telling, yeah, we're not like the Chinese because it's a totalitarian place and people don't have a choice, people don't have free will, blah, 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 blah. We're a free country, there's things we cannot do. But then in the end, you try to do this in just a hidden way. Instead of saying you don't have a choice, you tell people you have a choice. But if you choose the wrong thing, you cannot do nothing. And that's the kind of hypocrisy that I don't like with sometimes this government. They're scared to tell the truth to people. Tell it like it is. Listen, I don't mind if people say, this is simple. Vaccination is been proven. Here are the reason why you should trust us, etc., etc. For all these people, it's gonna be mandatory to go in all these places. It's gonna be mandatory, and there you go. But you know, that's how they like to do it, and this is why people whenever I talk to people who are my friends who come from Paris, they are so, they're angry. They don't believe in nothing. They don't believe in nothing the government say. They don't believe nothing about the virolog, the doctors say. Like everything that they say, they want to question. Everything is, now we won't do it. No, we won't. No, we won't. And here, I don't see all these problems. Some people are scared. Some people have the same, but it's not something that when you're gonna go on TV, you're gonna have like people who are dividing the public opinion, and you have all these craziness on Twitter, etc., etc. And I believe, in the conversation we were having with Jair was that his point of view was the point of view of individual liberty. This is my body, and I want to decide what I'm gonna do with it. And me, I was telling him that for every individuality will have their reaction to the rules, but when you live in a society, there's gonna be rules for everybody. And I was giving him examples of, for example, he was telling me that when you drive a bus, because he's a bus driver in Paris, when you drive a bus, sometimes in the middle of your course, if on the other side there's, for example, let's say there's traffic, and there's the other side, there's like people are waiting for 30 minutes for the next bus because it's too far, it's stuck somewhere. Sometimes they will tell you there's another bus coming out, there's another bus coming in the back. So next stop, you drop everybody in your bus and you tell them that they have to go to the bus that is coming, and then you go back on the other way around, so you can start picking up the people and don't do the congestion. And the person who is the person who's seeing the map of all the buses, and he's having they're doing the control, like it's just like trains, and you have somebody in the control room. They know exactly where every bus is, every train is, etc. That person can see the things that not everybody is seeing, and of course, when you have to do that and you tell people that you have to get out and take the next that is coming in 1 minute, some people will be pissed. But on our conversation, I was telling him that most people, they see themselves as the passenger who was seated, and they're like, what? Why should I change bus? But when you are ruling a country and people put you in charge of ruling that country, you have to take decisions for the greater good of everybody. And then some people will be pissed, some people will be happy, and some people will say that he's mass control, some people will say this, some people will say that, and everybody has their right to believe what they believe. But still, somebody has to take decisions, because if people don't take decisions, it's chaos. And I was not telling him who's right, who's wrong, because I don't know. I mean, I have my opinions, but to me, it's not a question of who's right, who's wrong, because depending on what you believe or what you want to do, you believe that somebody's right, somebody's wrong. But the thing is this: if you elect somebody to take the decisions, and this person is bad at his job, you go vote in the next elections to have a new person to replace him. But until then, that person takes the decisions. And if whatever decision he takes, you don't want to agree with, you become outlaw, because that's how democracies work. And we weren't going back and forth for hours about his point of view was not the people decide. But I was like, you're not talking about the people, you're talking about yourself. And me, I was like, the people decide for their individual choices, but society has to put rules. For example, you don't walk naked in the streets. And people could say, oh, listen, back in the days, or in the, I don't know, 1,000 years ago, people were walking bare naked in the streets, and nobody cared, or I don't know. Or you could kill people, and it was like that. It was the law of, like, if somebody took your girl, you could just come and say, oh, je te défie en duel. And then you come with your guns and you kill the person, and everybody's like. And those things change because societies decide rules, and we might not agree with some of them, but if this is what rules are, it's a rule of how we live together, all together. And we are coming to a society where, I mean, when I was talking about the French society, of course, but in the US, it looks the same as well, where it's becoming where some people are deciding that because they don't agree with society, they're deciding their own rules now. And that might lead to chaos, because now people don't trust the news, don't trust the government, and it's their fault sometimes. And they trust what they receive on WhatsApp. And sometimes they send me stuff. Some stuff are very interesting to read, but some stuff you're like, how can you believe that shit? You know? But then it's me. And so it's very interesting to have this conversation, and it's interesting because I don't have this conversation with people here. I only have this conversation with people that come from France. And it means that the government is doing a bad job in explaining the people how to get out of ideology, dogmas, and coming together for something that is so important. Why? Because they want to look good, they want to, and like I said, when you have a country where people prefer letting you do the past the gates of the subway and then they catch you after so they can make you pay rather than prevent you by being there, is already the problem. It's the problem of how some societies work. And now we have a new thing. It's like, yeah, we have social media where anybody can talk. So I have a YouTube channel. I have already 200 people who pass by this show right now. So I could come into my 200 people. I could start telling them everything I want about COVID, how it is, what will happen if you get vaccinated, etc., etc. And I could spread what I believe that is true. When back in the days, it was just, there was like 2 channels or 3 channels per country. So everybody had the same language and it was easier to control population and to tell them lies if they needed to be fed lie or the opposite. And now people can get their information where they want. And listen, having conversation with my friends from France is exhausting, not because I disagree with them, but because everything they argue about is based on emotions and less on facts. I don't want to do it because I feel like I feel, and you feel like you're in a Twitter conversation or in a YouTube chat room where people only talk about what they feel and nobody cares about fact. Everybody is about conspiracies. Everybody's about, oh, it's because of this, or I'm sure. And I mean, listen, before I get vaccinated, I started reading and researching about the vaccine that I wanted to take for the last 7 months, 8 months, since December when they said they found. I was like, okay, start reading about the technology that they use, how it works. I start going to the people who are for, those who are against, but not the crazy people, not the people who, no, not the people telling me that I'm gonna turn an alien or I'm gonna have my phone. I'm vaccinated. My phone is gonna be stuck to my. Oh my God! Look. You see what I mean? I started researching for myself, not following whatever doctor or whatever person that is telling me what I want to hear and going crazy about it. Like, people are so emotional about everything, and whatever is the subject, people are super emotional and super dogmatic. Maybe because I'm the son of a diplomat, I tend to always be middle right or middle left and try to make my own opinion and not try to take somebody's opinion and then run with it. And after that conversation with my friend Jair, I was like, you know what? Let's not talk about it. Like, I'm tired of because I actually don't care if some people get vaccinated or not. It's their decision. And we agree on that. Like, everybody do what they want. It's just that whenever you pronounce vaccine, COVID, these things, some people get on autopilot. They go about mass this, that, control, population control, this, that, Bill Gates, and they like, it's like they recite the new Bible of the conspiracy that they learned somewhere, they saw tweets, whoever they believe in. It's just, if we all live together, you have to now start to, take a step back from whatever you believe and listen to other people. Listen to and it's not a, you know, when I'm having this conversation with friends, I'm not trying to convince them, but they are trying to convince me. And I'm like, I'm not telling you that you have to do something. I'm explaining to you where some of the things that you are saying, and that some of the things that you are affirming, are impossible, because only time will tell us some of the things. And listen, I had a friend, she told me that she was vaccinated, but she didn't tell her family because she was scared of what her mom would say, because her mom is, and the society is becoming scary because everybody is being a radical of their opinions. And I don't know if you remember this episode that I did of Club Shada where I was saying, guys, like, opinions are not religions. You should have your own opinions, but make sure it's your own, and make sure you listen to different opinions and be able to listen to opinions that are not yours without already feeling this anger. And I think this is the evolution of social media as well. And the French media has a big role to play as well, because the media is only inviting people that clash. They're only inviting people who say something, and then people who then cut them to say the complete opposite. And some say, you know, the sky is blue. No, it's not blue. And you're like, and people, you know, they go to Twitter now, they go to YouTube comments, YouTube channels, YouTube videos to comment. Like, you're gonna say something of 20 minutes, and they're just gonna, after watching 2 minutes, they're gonna comment, "You idiot, just completely wrong." And like, feels like people are angry all the time about anything, about Bill Cosby, about this, about that, and it feels like you can't say anything anymore. And yeah, listen, and you arrive to these things where the people who are vaccinated are put against those who are not, and those who are not feel like they are ostracized. And it means that as a government, so I'm talking to the French government, as a government, you failed. You failed to take people by the hand, which is your job, to have them trust you. And because when you don't know, you have to say, we don't know yet, and not affirm something. Because in a month, if you affirm exactly the opposite, people don't trust you anymore. And you have to stop having all these people who are trying to have their 15 minutes of fame come to the media and say all types of stuff just to appear. And that is the complicated part of this conversation. Listen, like, when I'm having conversations with my friends in France, I'm like, yo, guys, it's like, why is everybody so angry? Like, in other countries, I mean, it feels like France and the US, like, you know, they follow each other, you know, and not everybody is not. It's funny how people don't want QR codes. They don't want to be traced. Everybody's talking about their privacy and etc. And then the minute after, you see them posting on Snapchat their exact location, and you like, and like, you go to their profile, you know everything about them. You don't even need their phone. You know everything about them. But then they were like, no, I want to protect my app. And you're like, do you understand that the states don't really need your QR code to know where you are. Your phones ping your location every time you use them. Your everything you post on Facebook, Instagram, or this is stored somewhere. They create profiles about you. Like they can know everything they want about you without asking you. And there's this. I feel like there's this. People have this idea of the control they believe they have that they never had. And somebody is making them believe that they have this control. And there's levels, of course, in what I say. I'm not as you know me, I'm not an absolutist. But those are interesting conversations that when I have them, all I know is that French TV is exhausting to watch. I like to watch them because I like to speak and hear French. I need to continue speaking it to not lose some words. I will not lose French. I've been speaking French for 47 years, but I still watch a few shows, but it's harder and harder to watch shows that are worth watching because every TV is fighting for the same attention as musicians and other content creators. Television is fighting against YouTube. Television is fighting against Netflix and HBO and Disney Plus and etc. So the only way to create attention is to create buzz, to invite people who are polarizing, and then it creates the views, and the views can sell the advertising. And people don't care how dangerous it is for the people who are watching, because the people who are watching are not able to have complicated views where they can weight by themselves the for and the against. They only have completely there or completely there. And for people who view it from outside, like me, and who used to view it from inside, c'est fatigant. But hey, that's just the opinion of one guy. It's our body, it's our choice to do it or not. The fact, if we don't do it, we can't live like others, is really crazy. And that was the conversation that I was having. I was like, it is. And at the same time, we all live in the same city. I mean, not me and you, but if you all live in the same city, some rules that you don't like are going to be applied. And there's a lot of other vaccines that we all do, that we do to our kids. And it's just because this one is new that everybody has a motive and conversation about that one. I blame the media and I blame social media and people not really taking the time to think as well, right? But that was the debate that I was having today. When the individual choice has to go to the greater choice of society. And it is a choice that is decided by the people. But it's interesting how most of the people who live in democracies are they now want to say, oh, I didn't choose that. Yeah, but we elected somebody to make those choices for us. And then people say, oh, I didn't elect him. Yes, but I mean, that's how democracy works. Like, everybody votes. Oh, I didn't vote. Shut up then. And it's like everybody want to have a contradictory conversation about subject, and it's not just about vaccine. It's kind of about everything in France now. And I really realized how when I left France in 2012, those things were kind of in my mind and were kind of making me anxious. Like every time I was listening to the radio or I was watching TV, I was anxious. And it's a country that it was really making me anxious the way people were. Another point, I was just like, I'm leaving. And I'm way more at peace here because it feels different. And I mean, every country has their good and their bad. And maybe it's because I don't really watch a lot of Portuguese TV, so I'm not. Maybe all these debates exist here as well. I don't know actually, but the fact that I'm far away from those conversations and I can just watch them on YouTube when I want, I also protect myself from all the waves of information and anxiousness that are just being sent your way all the time, because people want you to react to everything all the time. And I think it's at a point it becomes your decision to say, oh, turn off TV, watch something that. Listen, when I watch, first of all, I don't watch TV. I only watch YouTube. I think 80% of what I watch is YouTube, and then everything else is Disney, Netflix, HBO, and everything that I think I have all of them. But what I really watch, my wife watches a lot of YouTube of Netflix, sorry. And me, I watch a lot of YouTube. I'm on YouTube all the time. I get my news on my news sources on YouTube. Then when there's something that happens, first I watch the news, and I watch different types of news. Then I watch the different people that I enjoy and that have different opinions. I watch their take on the news. I watch what they say about it. So I'm gonna watch the people who are more right people, then the more leftist people, and then I'm not. I mean, the extremist people. It's not really my thing. I try to watch people who are able to also be honest about their opinion, that are able to criticize their own camp when they do something bad. But then I watch other people and entertainers, and then I form my opinion. It seems like today people they just want to listen to one person, and internet is the new religion. It's gonna be the name of this video. I hope everybody will have a great day today. I have my second vaccine this week, so I'm ready for it. Ready for a third even. That's a lot. Things are bad in Zimbabwe, so please pray for our families. Wow. Prayers for your family, brother. Don't you want to kiss him? Salut, Stéphane. Malcolm is really bad in communication. He's arrogant and bossy. It's interesting. We had that conversation with my friend earlier, and I told him that we voted for him, but I was not sure that he was ready. And I think he was not ready. I think being the president of 60 million people is not something for somebody who's 39. He's too young for that. You need a lot more political experience and a lot more life experience as well. You need at least another 15 years of experience to understand how to deal with people, because especially people of countries like France, where people are schizophrenic in France. They want something and the exact opposite. And you have to deal with that. You have to find exactly what they want, because they don't really know how to say it, and they want things to change, but they don't want things to change for them. So they want things to be changed, but the effort has to come from their neighbor or something. And you have to be able to deal with that, and you have to be able to say the truth, but to do it the right way. And listen, a lot of people, listen, when you arrived, I was like, let's see. But when I saw him coming out of the pyramid and doing all this cinema, trying to be like Mitterrand, and I was like, uh-oh. My bro is like, okay, let's see. And then I remember I tweeted, yo, good luck. And it's I don't think he was ready for this country. It's an old country, and there's a lot of people who there's a lot of work to do, and I believe that you have to be a professional in politics sometimes to be able to change things. And it's funny how people believe that politics is easy, and that it's just a question of making choices. No, because you're gonna make one choice, you're gonna have half of the country against you, and you're gonna make the other one, you're gonna have the other half of the country against you. So, and it's funny how different countries, different choices. England said, listen, we're opening everything, and you guys do what you want, and we'll see. And hey, listen, time will tell, I guess. Time will tell. We got vaccine. What up, Redune? We got vaccines. Use them if you want, or maybe wait for them to show long-term results, or maybe wait for people to invent maybe a medicine that you can take, and then we'll see. Listen, but never forget that we are all in this together. I mean, wherever you live, like, you're all in this together with the people that you live. I mean, it's attacking the whole world. So it's hey, Kelly Mango. I think I'm far in the chat. I think the chat, I don't know what's going on. Listen, let me watch something. Oh. The vote changed. 41 people said. 76% of the people watched the replays of the club Shada, and 24% only watched live. Nice. Let me end it. And I'm gonna find another one. So what happens when I end it? Oh, nice. It comes to the... Oh, cool. Nice. All right. I have to do another one. I'm gonna do another one. Let me find some ideas. It's amazing the way of mass population control, the mass and population control are introduced in the name of COVID-19. I think it's the role of, it's kind of the role, the goal, the ultimate goal of every government, trying to have enough control so you can govern. But yeah, listen, there's a lot of money to be made, bro, and there's a lot of control to be taken. It is true. And I believe those two things can go together. think the chat is cool. Wait. This is the problem of being parts of group ideology. It's very dangerous. I do agree. I think people think to think a little more for themselves. Yes, the public health message from government need to be open, clear, and consistent. And that's where I think they messed up on that one. And I don't feel this here in Portugal, but in France, they were saying everything and the opposite. And people from the same team cannot say opposite thing. At a point, you have to, and you have to be able to say, listen, things are moving and we don't know. I think people, when you have people who are scared to say we don't know, it's dangerous. Because you really want to say something when at a point, sometimes you have to say, we don't know yet. We'll see. So this is the decision we take for now, and it might change. And when the journalists come to you and say, hey, you said that the last time, and you say, no, I said that, but things can change because there's a lot of things we don't know. We're learning as we do. And it comes with the humility to be able to say, I don't know. My friend was asking me something earlier on about, he was telling me, so if you like me and you had COVID and then you were sick and you beat it, you only need one shot of the vaccine because you are considered already immune, and the one shot of vaccine will make you very immune. But then he asked me something, which was, imagine you take your first shot of vaccine and then you get the COVID. Do you need a second shot? Since maybe, you need 21 days before you are immune and you need 2 shots. So let's say you take your first shot, and then before you get immune, before the effect of the first shot, you get infected, and then you get sick. And then finally your vaccine kicks in, whatever. Do you need a second dose? And what I told him was, that's a great question, and I have no idea. I don't know what's the answer to that. And yeah, that's a great question. I will ask my doctor who had it, what did she do? And did she take a second shot or not, whatever? Because I think she took it like 10 days after, and then she had the COVID. And yeah, does she need a second shot? That's a great question. And that's exactly what I told him. That's a great question. I have no idea. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read about that because that's a cool question. It's interesting. I'm curious about the answer. And I think most people, when they are in governments or when they come to TV, they're scared to say, I don't know. It makes no sense to me. If you don't know, you don't know. You don't need to pretend you know. Just say, we don't know yet. The information is not clear, whatever. Those ones, they Yeah, I believe there's a lot of personal issues with these people, and they are in a moment like this where they should all come together. Everybody is, like we say in French, tout le monde est en train de régler ses comptes in front of the cameras, and that's not a good look. Damn, the chat that's good. I like this. When the chat is going crazy. People are talking about their backyards and other things. Yep. En France, cette crise sanitaire aura été un fiasco depuis le début. Une communication qui laisse à désirer et des décisions insensées, c'est pesant. Tellement vrai. You know, there's something interesting about... je peux pas parler français. Il y a un truc très intéressant avec cette crise sanitaire. C'est qu'elle leur a montré qui sont les vrais leaders et qui ne le sont pas. Et ça, c'est dans tout. Hein. Le gouvernement, ça va montrer qui sont les pieds nickelés dans les gouvernements et qui sont les gens qui ont su prendre des mesures, ceux qui ont su prendre des décisions, qui ont pu dire même au milieu des décisions, après 6 mois, écoutez, on avait pris cette décision, ça ne fonctionne pas, on s'est trompé, nous changeons de cap. C'est ça en fait, gouverner. Tu dois inspirer la confiance aux gens. Mais ils ont commencé avec « Oh, les masques ne sont pas nécessaires. Si, les masques... » Enfin, à un moment, même si Beth Ndiaye, que tout le monde disait « Ah, regardez, machin, les gens ont commencé à dire « Meuf, qu'est-ce que tu racontes ?» Et peut-être que peut-être qu'elle était envoyée pour dire ces choses, etc. Mais en fait, on dirait que comme c'est un gouvernement de communicants, ils pensent que comme des communicants, en fait. Mais on est en crise, en fait. Qu'on aime ou qu'on n'aime pas Sarkozy, je pense qu'il aurait géré la situation tellement mieux. Mais bon, it is what it is. I fear every phone call these days because my people are dying. Wow. Every week is someone you know. Out there, we actually wish our people had vaccines, bro. They don't even have a choice. And you know, that's interesting what you say, because it's the same thing now in Congo and South Africa and some of these places. Our societies in Europe, in France, in modern countries, we are so lucky to have the choice. And people are pissed of something that they have the choice. Some others, they have no choice at all. Like you said, some people, they wish they had something to protect their people. And yeah, listen, one person that was in my wedding, listen, rich guy, young, dead 2 weeks ago. And yeah, listen, South Africa, COVID, I think he was in south of Congo, and then he was taken by very fast to South Africa, but he didn't make it. And it's scary. And listen, I wish my people, everybody that I love, had the choice that we have. Like, and it's, I don't want to tell people that they have the, oh, that's what I was about to say. When you have the privilege of choosing a vaccine, you are lucky. Many don't even have access, but you eat home when your friend and family die. That's true, bro. It's, you know, and it's hard. You don't want to be telling people that to man up and whatever, but when you put it in the perspective of those who don't have a choice and they have no vaccine at all, because all the production of vaccines have been completely taken by the Western rich countries. Everybody else, they're on their own. And when you look from outside, I look at France, I'm talking about France, but it could be other countries, it could be the US as well. But when you look from outside, and maybe if you look from Africa, some people might be looking at people and be like, look at all these spoiled motherfuckers. Like, out here, we don't have a choice, and when we catch it, we die. And those ones, they're counting, oh, there's only 0.00% of people who die. Oh, I don't want to take the vaccine. I don't want this. Oh my God, QR code, fuck that. Oh, I had some people telling me, I don't want to take the vaccine. I was like, okay, it's your choice. I don't want to do PCR. I don't want people putting nothing on my inside my nose because they could put something in the Q-tip. I was like, okay, that's your choice. But I want to go to the movies. I want to travel. I want to do this. I was like, yeah, but you suppose no, I'll find a way. I can do fake tests, or I can just take the car and go to from France to Germany, then from Germany to Italy, and then from Italy to Spain, and then from Spain to Portugal. And I was like, but why don't you just stay home? Because I'm free. It's my freedom. I was like, all right, you do you, but when you come here, I don't want to see you. Listen, me too. I really like in this thing. I really prefer the Anglo-Saxon mentality when I understand things are a little simpler. You know, when people are racist, you know, and they don't pretend. But yeah. J'allais dire une connerie. Tu sais ce que j'allais dire. Imagine ce que j'allais dire. Moi, je sais comment faire pour que tu te fasses vacciner. On va pas le mettre à l'endroit. On va pas le mettre dans le bras. Anyway, forget it. You know, the problem of what you're saying, Motomoto, is that some people, when you tell them that, they feel attacked now. They just believe that, yeah, listen, if I want to do it, I want to do it. And that's the thing, like, are you part of society or not? Are you part of, like, oh, I don't feel nothing and I'm not scared of it. I'm like, I understand. Yeah, but me, I'm careful. Okay. But if you catch it and you pass to somebody else and they die, it's on you. And at a point, for now, the only way is to do a herd immunity through vaccination. That's how it works. That's how it always worked. And it seems like people are discovering how vaccines work. And people are deciding that, yeah, for this one is different. But you cannot tell it to them because now they're like, oh, wait, yeah, we're pointing fingers on us. Oh, now we are the victims. What about this? And, the conversation never ends. And me, you know, I took a decision today. I'm not having this conversation with people anymore. I'm not having long-ass conversation with my friends about their choices or not. I'm like, oh, I'm not doing it. All right. I'm doing it. All right. I did it. For me, and to protect the people around me, and to protect myself. That's it. Because I cannot hear any more nonsense, because a lot of the people who don't want to get vaccinated, the reasons that they have, sometimes you're like, okay. And I'm saying, I don't say that you have to. If you don't want to, it's your choice. The problem is when people start explaining to me why they don't, then I'm like, okay, let's not have the conversation. Indeed. Hey, Isabel, what up? Oi, Mário. Tens que ouvir todas as minhas novas músicas. Much love, Angola. Who wants all the power and who wants all the power ends up losing everything. That's true indeed. What up, CV Beats? I think CV Beats is the first person I know that got vaccinated. Because he got vaccinated a long time ago. Did you turn into a gremlin? That's all I want to know. Do you have a tail now? That's the question I want to know. Ah, my God. Damn. Third one? Wow. Yeah, it's becoming, you know. Yep. In a way, yeah, you know, a lot of people will have to do it by pressure from everybody else because, you know, some people just want to be protected, and some people, I mean, I understand as well. Some people are just scared. So, yeah. Indeed as well. It's a complicated. Oh my God, people are not fun. In America, they started coming to houses to vaccinate people. Whoa. Okay. America is like, in America, I think you can put gas and get vaccinated at the same time in your car. Like, yeah. Unless the vaccine is a Kama Sutra position, I won't be forced to be. Oh my God. What up, Kilo Mazik? X Kilo Mazix. What up? I have to say Lavender Tulips is insanely. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Happy Mother Star. What it do? I'm still no vax until further notice. You and I will never die. That's a great song. It was a great conversation. I wanted to talk to you about for 20 minutes, but you know how it goes. You know what it's time for? It's time to win a t-shirt from Shada. So I'm sorry for those who left already. But today I'm offering, let me see. Ooh, somebody just ordered something from Shadaware. So somebody just paid the t-shirt that I'm gonna send. So, and actually, if you're watching this, there's two people who bought, like, somebody bought 2 t-shirts and somebody else bought 3 t-shirts today. Thank you so much. Today I'm offering, so everybody, you know how it works. All you need to do to win the t-shirt is just to be in the chat and just put some hearts in the chat when I will tell you. Not yet. Yeah, Mountain of Inspiration. What up, my cousin? So today I'm offering one of these 2. So I don't know which one. What do you think? I'm thinking either this one, that's a brand new, just came out. I just designed it. It says Douala, Kinshasa, Rwanda, Dakar, Lagos, in some cities of Africa. I will have more with different, but that's the first one I do. So it's gonna be either this one or African DNA. So this one is embroidery. So it comes in red, green, or blue, and it's completely stitched. It's not a print. Which one do you prefer? Do I choose myself or I let you choose? Wait. Hey, let me use that feature. Let me use the poll feature. Wait. Okay. Which T? African DNA or the CDs? I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to choose, more or less. Is it there already? There you go. Okay, so for now I have African DNA 75%. All right, let's see. I'm waiting. Just answering the poll, and then wow. Okay, I guess it's the African DNA, right? Has everybody voted or not yet? All right, let me check the results. 10 votes. Well, listen. How many people watching? Oh, some people are not voting. Right, listen, if you didn't vote, you didn't vote. So we're gonna offer where's the thing? What does it says? There you go. So 89% of the people chose the African DNA. So I guess this is the one I'm gonna offer. So you know how it works. Somebody will win this t-shirt that says African DNA that I just designed. So as always, starting now, put some hearts in the chat. Let me do this. Let me log in to my Nightbot. Wait. Don't start putting the hearts. Don't start. Wait. All right. Giveaways. You cannot start putting hearts in the chat until you see your name there, and I'm gonna wait a good. So for now we have 5 people. 6 people. I got CV Beats, Sips Rum, Emmanuel Etienne, Julie Badi, Rosa Fly, Sirène des Îles. Put those hearts. Let's go. Put some hearts in the chat. Let's go. Mountain of Inspiration. I only have 6 people? Well, listen. I don't care if it's just 6 people. We'll play with the 6 people, but there's another like 20 people who are connected to the chat and not saying nothing. Maybe, hey, hi Heather. So hey, listen, if you wanna win a t-shirt from Shada Wear, for now I have 7 people: CV Beats, Cipron, Emmanuel Etienne, Heather Thompson, Julie, Rosa Fly, Sirène des Îles. That's it. Well, I guess everybody, the rest is just watching, or maybe they're sleeping. Maybe some people are just sleeping behind the screen. Let me see. Yeah, maybe some people are just sleeping. All right, listen. I guess. Oh, wait. Future sound beat. I see you here. Yep. So we have 9 people: CV Beats, Sips Rum, Emmanuel Etienne, Heather Thompson, Julie Badi, Mountain of Inspiration, Rudene Concession, Rosa Fly, Sirène des Îles, and Future Sound Beat. Should we roll it, or do you want to wait a little bit more to see if somebody's coming? You have to be active the last 5 minutes. And it's interesting because I only have like 10 people participating, but then I have another 20 people who are watching and not saying nothing. Listen, maybe do you need another minute? Give me some more hearts. Put some hearts. Hearts. Ah, la milliardaire. 12 personnes. Now we're talking 12 people. All right. Are we doing it? Let's go. So, I'm rolling. You have 10 seconds to put your last hearts. All right, let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rolling. Hey! The winner is La Milliardaire. There you go. The winner of this beautiful t-shirt that says African DNA is La Milliardaire. Well done. Congratulations. Congratulations, La Milliardaire. And because you know me, there's going to be a second person, right? Let's roll it again to have a second winner of the same t-shirt. Or maybe, no, I'm offering the other one. The other one, now I'm offering this one. Douala, Kinshasa, Luanda, Dakar, Lagos. Are you ready? I'm rolling now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Emmanuel Etienne again. This is the second time that Emmanuel wins a t-shirt. Oh wait, I'm trying to find her. Damn. There you go. Okay, Emmanuel Etienne, I think I have your address in the system, but send me a message on Instagram with your as always, you know, name, address, etc., so I can send you, unless the address is the same, but just send it to me again. Private message on Instagram with the name of your name and your and your address. You know how it goes. And La Milliardaire, well, I don't know how to contact you. Maybe you can send me a private message on Instagram, if you use Instagram, or you can send me an email. I don't know how you want to contact me. But yeah, congratulations. Congratulations on winning this t-shirt. So you're winning the African DNA, and Emmanuel is winning the other one. Cool. Next Sunday maybe next Sunday or in a week or two, I'll make more another giveaway. Pleasure is all mine. That's how we do here. Hey, what up, Joel? Emmanuel, congratulations again, huh? Look at that. Second one. Soon you're gonna have a whole, you know, you're gonna have a whole collection, huh? La Milliardaire, do you have an Instagram that I can send you a private message, or do you have or do you prefer to send me an email? As you wish, but yeah, do it now so I can see. Emmanuel, I know. Yeah, Emmanuel, you know, I got your thing, but send me a private message as well, so that soon as the end is over, I will already send the orders, pay for them, and then you will just receive your free gifts, and you send me the color you want, and the size, of course. So, well, that was your Instagram. Let me see. Instagram. Request. Got it. Here you go. I'll check everything after the live. Look at that. So I want to talk to you about today's subject. Since we giveaway was cool. I'm happy that I'm happy that Emmanuel wins for the second time, and that Milliardaire wins her first t-shirt giveaway from Shada Wear. That's cool. So I want to talk to you about acceptation. You know, when I was younger, I discovered my passion for Milliardaire. Tu peux regarder sur le site, c'est shadawear.com. Le truc que tu as gagné, let me see. So that's the one you won, and Emmanuel won this one. So yeah, now I want to talk to you about acceptation. When I was younger, I discovered hip hop when I was, I don't know, 12 or 13, something like that. And I really discovered that I wanted to do hip hop and rap and have dreadlocks and stuff. When I was 14, or maybe I wanted to make beats first. And then I started to say to myself that, I want to be there and make beats and be like Terminator X in Public Enemy, and like, then I start writing rhymes, and I was going to school, and like many people, I discovered my passion to music. And interestingly, I believe that music was for everybody. I believe that rap was the art form of the people who had things in their heart to say, and they could. And when I got 18 and I did my first show in Brussels, and then I did my second show in Holland, and my third show in Germany. It was outside of France. And at that time, all these countries, everybody was into American hip hop. And so I was performing in Belgium, in all these different places in English, and nobody had a problem with it. And when I came back to France after that summer, those holidays, because we used to spend all our holidays in our country house in Waterloo, Belgium. When I came back to France, and I had like the courage to go and go to the rap contests in Clichy, and on Sundays we had DJ Cut Killer doing like shows, and there was always a contest for the best rapper of the week. My sister and I started dressing well to go and go kill the contest. And we started to win every Sunday, actually. And back then, it was really the beginning of French hip hop. And in the beginning, everybody was for us. And then people start being angry at us. They start being like, yeah, these guys should not be allowed to perform because their parents are rich, they don't live in the ghetto, they're not poor. And I really had a hard time understanding why it was my fault that all of you are trying to be rich. My dad came from nothing and became rich. It's not my fault, and that's his life story. And if some of you become rich, then your kids will be in my position, and you will not hate your kids. So why are you hating me? And it was a strange moment because all of a sudden some people who had nothing against me started being angry at me, and starting to, when I was performing, they all had conversation between themselves, and they were like, no, when he's on stage we stay like this. And some people were telling me after the shows, yo, your performance was great, bro. And I was like, I was seeing you in the crowd and you were staying like this, so why are you telling me now that it was great? And he was like, no, like there's in the crew, everybody decided that, yeah, we don't support you because this, because that, because things I don't agree with, but it's my crew, I come from that city. And I was like, wow, I mean, I understand competition, but it feels like because you guys are losing all the time, and because when I perform, there's only girls in front, you guys are pissed, and you are finding excuses to, pretend that I don't deserve something, where it's art. Art is for those who want to express themselves. Art is not for poor people. you have a ton of artists in around the world, in the US and others, who don't come from humble beginnings. They come from, yeah, listen, they had money, their parents had money, whatever, and they just felt like artists. And people don't even imagine how hard it is to come from have a respected name and come from a higher echelon family, and having your parent accept that you want to do art for a living. Because what your parent think is, I didn't do all this, sacrifice all this, and work my ass off to go from walking barefoot in Bandaka and having nothing to now having something, and for you guys to fuck it up by fucking my legacy by being rappers. And that's when I start feeling this feeling of the need for acceptance by people that, and it's interesting because the other singers were not accepting me. The rappers, like, some of them were cool, but the ones that I wanted to be cool with, they didn't accept me. And all the girls, when I was performing, and the people who were not singers, they didn't feel no way. They loved us. They were like, oh wow, great songs, great performance, you guys are so good. And listen, we were 19. I was 18, I think. I was 18, so that was like 30 years ago. But then at night, all I could think about was, why does this French rapper doesn't like me? Why this one doesn't like me? Why this one doesn't like me? I didn't do nothing to them. I'm like, I want to be friends with them. I want to be on stage with them. I want to freestyle with them. I want to compete with them. But a lot of them were like, yeah, you rap in English, who you think you are? And I was like, I speak English. I speak English, I speak French, I speak Lingala, I speak Spanish. At that time, those were the language that I spoke. So why can't I rap in English, which is, I mean, every rap that I heard and that I listened to is in English. So yeah, I'm mimicking my heroes, Pete Rock and CL Smooth, Gangstar, all these people, Public Enemy, the Beastie Boys, they rap in English. So I rap in English. That's what I like. That's how I like it. And all these French rappers were pissed off. And for a long time, I spent time trying to be accepted by the French rap community. I tried to sign to French labels, and all they keep telling me was, oh, we love what you do, but you have to do it in French. And I was like, it doesn't sound the same in French. I never liked rapping in French. Like, I like to listen to it, but I never liked my voice rapping in French. It's not something that I worked on. I really had a flow that was that New York style flow, and it worked better in English. So I never, and I'm very fluent in French. My French is what we call in French français. I forgot the name, how you call this. Français soutenu, I think. Like I have a very big vocabulary in French. Because I went to a school where you really learn like that level of French. You read the books, etc., etc. So if I started rapping in French and I really like pursue that, I would really have a vocabulary. But it really was not something I was interested in at that time. But I kept being obsessed by the people who didn't like me. I was like, I want them to like me. I want them to to understand that I'm like them, I'm an artist. And for them, it was like, no, you're not like us. You're not poor. You don't struggle. We struggle. And so I felt like an outsider. And at the same time, I had a lot of success with the ladies, a lot of success in some clubs. Like I would rap in freestyle at the Bandouche. I had public. I really had more and more people. When I met Jean-Michel Rotin, and he proposed to me to go on tour with him after I came back from New York, he was like, hey, why don't you come on tour with me? And I was like, on tour? Yeah, you know, I'm very famous in the Zouk industry, etc., etc. So because I had 2 tracks in his album, I was like, yeah, let's go, let's do it. And I was getting paid as well. So that's the money I used to make my first tattoos. And I started being on tour with him. And from the tours with him, I became more and more famous in Martinique and Guadeloupe. And my goal was never to do Zouk. It was really not. My goal was always to do a rap album. But once I spent 6 months in Martinique and Guadeloupe, I started, getting immersed in this music from Jamaica, from Martinique, from Guadeloupe, from St. Lucia, from the Barbados. Like that's what we had in environment. So we start listening to it more and more, and then I start doing some tracks, and that's when I go to French Guiana, and I spend a year there, and I record my first album. And so I recorded around 40 songs, and we took 12 of them to release first because it was like the Caribbean Wyclef style album. And when it came out, I had a #1 album. And now I had to get accepted because in the beginning, nobody knew where I was from. Nobody knew I was from Congo and Portugal. Everybody was like, oh, he's probably from Guyana or from Guadeloupe or from Martinique. And everybody was calling me the PDD from the West Indies, etc. when my video Bounce Baby was released. And me, I was like, okay, trying to fit in, And now I'm here. Let me see. So now I'm here in the West Indies, and at a point I transition. I mean, when my Zouk album becomes #1, to me it was not a Zouk album. To me it was let me say something. Come to the chat room. So to me, it was not a Zouk album. My first album, I'm Ready. So for those who didn't see the listening party, it's in the YouTube channel. You can check it out. For me, it was a rap album with Zouk influences. Bounce Baby was not a Zouk album. It was not a Zouk song, sorry. To me, it was a rap song with a Zouk sample. And all the songs I'm rapping in them. And then I have this Caribbean feel in it, of course. And I did. Once you make love with so many Caribbean women, you're like, hey. Anyway, so I remember one day when I come to I meet a guy in the subway called Jean-Paul. Jean Paul is from the West Indies, and he used to be a guy that I met in the parties, and he tells me that he loves my album, that the album is amazing. He loved what I did. He loved the vibe of the album, etc. And me, I tell him, hey, this is not the real album. I mean, my real album, the hip hop album is coming. This is just something to begin, and etc. And he looks at me and he's like, why do you want to do hip hop, which is what everybody's doing, when you have something that's unique, that's you, this is Kaysha music, like. And I look at him like, what the hell is he talking about? Because I was still trying to be accepted by the hip hop community, and I was scared that they would laugh at me for doing Zouk music. And then now I become the number one Zouk artist, and a lot of people, because they're pissed at me being number one, they start saying, how can he be the number one Zouk artist? He's not even from here. He's from Africa. He's not like us. And again, I start feeling like an outsider, because now I'm looking for the acceptance of the Zouk community. And I feel like a lot of people respect me, especially the fans, the public. They love my music, they love what I do. But a lot of the artists who felt threatened by this guy who came from nowhere, arrived out of nowhere, and now is just number one. A lot of people felt the way. A lot of people were like, yo, this guy is taking our place. This guy, what is this guy doing at the number one spot of our music? And he's singing in English on our music. And again, I feel like I'm an outsider, and I'm kind of ashamed to be number one and to have created a revolution along with the people of that generation. After my album, Zouk was not the same anymore. And I didn't do it for that. I did it because I was just making music. But a lot of people were telling me, yo, you are changing the face of Zouk. This is incredible. Look at this, da 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 da. Nobody did this number other than Kassav. Nobody ever sold 100,000 albums. Whoa, yo, you have a gold album, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it was like, guys, I'm not trying to change nothing. I'm just doing my thing. And when I did my third album, I'm passing the second album. When I did the third album, and I had the song Kaysha on dit quoi, I became the number one artist, first of all, in Ivory Coast, because the song came just in the same time as the coupé décalé movement, and all of a sudden I end up being the biggest artist in Ivory Coast. And I'm going back and forth between Paris and Abidjan like 2 times a month. I'm just going, performing, coming back, etc., etc. And then the songs start growing and becoming huge, because it's the same time that Trace TV is launched, and I have the only video that he's filmed in film quality, Super 16, and has this quality of video. So Trace TV plays my song all the time. The song explodes all around the world as the same as Trace TV explodes. And now I feel like I'm an imposter, because again, for me, a lot of people are telling me, yo, you're the king of Coupé Décalé. I'm like, no, I'm not. No, wait a minute. This song has a little bit of, it's a hip hop song for me. I rap on it. I'm not singing. I'm like, first of all, I'm fabulous, African, that's marvelous. Kaysha, it's rap. And the samples that I use to create the beat are hip hop samples. But then the vibes that I took from my childhood is the Congolese vibe, plus a little bit of the Zouglou vibe, plus a little bit of Atalaku from my friend from Brazzaville, Top One, and a little bit of my friend from Anofela, my friend from Ivory Coast, plus Tia from Ivory Coast and France. Plus, it was a way to show how us, the diaspora, we are never fully Africans. Our culture is completely mixed. And that's what I was trying to do with this song. And that's what I was saying in this song. But the song becomes the number one song, the biggest African song ever. And still to this day, it's a massive song, right? And I remember Tia and Anofela collaboration. They have a song called Coupé Décalé. I composed and wrote that song. So yeah. So now I become the king of Coupé Décalé. And interestingly, the Congolese people who didn't really have me on their radar at that point are angry at me because they say that I'm not saying that I'm from Congo enough. Well, Kaysha means Kinshasa. I don't know what you need. Like, it's a contraction of Kinshasa. Plus, in every song from the first album, I always come with references to Congo, some Lingala parts and stuff. But all of a sudden, they realize that, oh, he's from Congo. Why doesn't he say? And now everybody's angry. So I'm like, oh. And then some artists from Ivory Coast, they're like, yeah, listen, he's great, but he's not from here. Okay? And at the same time, I have a huge hit, another hit called 88 BPM in the Zouk market. And sometimes, most of the people don't say nothing, but sometimes, when everybody's speaking Creole, and I understand Creole, but sometimes everybody's speaking Creole, and I just don't feel in my place. Because they are with themselves, and I feel like a guest. And I have a lot of ideas, and I have a lot of things that I would want to do, and I would love to change in their music, in African music, Ivory Coast music, and I produce artists. But there's a lot of things that I don't have the courage to do because I don't want people to feel like I'm changing or tampering with their culture. So again, I feel like an outsider, and I'm just trying to be accepted. So because I'm trying to be accepted, I'm trying to not touch too much stuff because I don't want to break things, or you see what I mean? And well, so at a point, I go to Portugal because the mother of my son kept telling me that people knew me in Portugal and that. So I go there, and I do my first show there, and I release my fourth album, African Bohemian, and the song One Love becomes the biggest Kizomba song of all times. And me, I'm like, wait a minute. I was not really trying to do this. I was just trying to mix pop and zouk with some hip hop samples. But One Love's become a timeless song. It really becomes one of those songs that you still listen today. Same as for On the Kwa and other songs. But One Love particularly really becomes, and that album African Bohemian really becomes the album that make people crown me the king of Kizomba. And I have no idea what Kizomba really means at that moment. I'm not sure what it means, but everybody's like, yo, this guy is the king of Kizomba. And that's how they introduced me in the shows. And again, I'm like, hey, I'm just trying to do music, and I'm not the king of nothing. I just want to be accepted, and I just want to try stuff, and then I have Musicarian becomes a huge hit in Angola, One Love in Portugal, and then the rest of the world. On the Quad becomes global. Something Going On explodes. Then I have some of those songs that become huge hits in Haiti, all around the world. Like, my name is everywhere, but everywhere I go, sorry, I'm a little. But everywhere I go, I still feel that I'm not home, because home is Kinshasa, home is Paris, home is Brussels. But at the same time, the cultures where I evolve and where I'm popular and powerful, at the same time, they are my cultures as well. But at the same time, they're not. And I always feel like an outsider everywhere I go. And I remember 5 years ago, Nelson Freita, for who I produced the track Deeper and Rebound Chick, invites me to a show. And he tells me, hey, come with your wife and tell me how many people, and I'll put you in a VIP out up there and you can come watch the show, right? So I'll go watch the show. And while I'm watching the show, I realized that in his show, on stage, because the show before, he invited me to be on stage and perform Deeper with him. But on that one, he decided to do a Cap Verdean only show. So the only people who are on stage are Cap Verdean artists. And they are together, and it's beautiful. It's a celebration for Cap Verde. I see a lot of flags from Cap Verde, and and it's beautiful. But at a point, I kind of felt lonely in the crowd, because I was like, well, I mean, I'm not Cap Verdean. And I remember that the week after, Ciquato Pedro invites me to his show because I produced some songs for him as well, and we are good friends. And I know him because he's from Belgium. And there it's like Angola Fest. Angola this, Angola that. And then again, I'm like, damn, I'm the only Congolese here. And then I start thinking about my progression in music, where I've always been an outsider, looking for the acceptance of other cultures. And a lot of times I felt lonely, but not lonely in a way, I'm sad and lonely. I just felt like, wow, I'm alone here. Like, I'm in Portugal. I don't know if there's 500 Congolese people in this country. In France, there's a lot more, but most of us are in Brussels, in that part of the world. But in France, I felt that I was, even if sometimes I would go and see some Congolese artists, I still felt that I was more evolving with the West Indies people, Martinique, Guadeloupe, Guyane, more than the Congolese people, and it's even in terms of music. It's not by choice. It's just by life happened, and my hits made me perform more for those people. And it took years and years and years for the Congolese people to come to me and say, "We appreciate you, and we are proud of you. We are proud of the fact that you are the only artist of Congo who's not just Congo, Lingala, and Dombolo and whatever. The other Congolese only do rap, and the rest is more like, they're all doing a certain genre of rumba and Dombolo music. And you didn't care. You just opened to everybody, and actually everybody loves you. And we are proud of you." And it took me 20 years to realize that I didn't need that. I didn't need the acceptance, because I'm a global artist, and the world, it's actually the world that changed. Because what I did was the same all these years. I was just making the music that I like, listening to stuff, trying stuff, mixing stuff, discovering cultures and loving other cultures and giving back to other cultures what I learned from those cultures, putting all the, but back then it was kind of not accepted by the people. I remember seeing comments like, "Ouais, ce gars il mange à tous les râteliers. This guy, like, he wants to be everything at the same time." And I was like, this guy is he wants to take from everybody, but he doesn't represent nobody. And me, I was like, I'm African. I represent all Africans, and that's what I say in my songs. I represent for everybody, and I don't want to be stuck in one genre. I want to explore stuff. I want to explore. I want to. And I'm a creator. I'm a beat scientist. I'm somebody who loves to learn and to share with other culture. I love to do collaboration with people that are not from my culture, because that's how you get richer culturally. But that's what people would say 20 years ago. But today it's normal, because you have mega stars like Cardi B that go from hip hop to reggaeton to other genres. You have Rihanna that goes from house music to reggaeton to zouk to this to reggae. And you have, it's now normal to do what I used to do in 1999. It's normal in 2021. And today, you don't need to be from Colombia or Panama to do reggaeton. You can be from anywhere. You can be French. You can call yourself that. You can be, for example, Daju, and you can sing a reggaeton song in French with a little bit of Spanish and with a Brazilian girl, and everybody will say amazing. It's great. Wow, great. Because the platforms make people discover a lot of different things. Music is now close to, music is in your phone today. So you have access to everything and people explore. But back in the days, when I did the album Worldwide Chico, and I mixed zouk, kizomba, reggaeton, hip hop, and there was this New York flavor mixed with in New York, everybody was, wow, he's a genius. But when it came out, the public was like, we don't understand. If this album came out today, everybody would be like, wow. But it took me all these years, and it took also the world to arrive to my vision as well, for me to realize that, and to assume that I didn't really care about nobody's acceptance. I just don't care today. I'm like, hey, listen, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and if you like it, you like it. But I have no passport when it comes to music. A lot of people, they want to put borders in music, and they want to put borders in music because it makes them feel more safe. It makes them feel like they can stay in their corner and do their thing and make their money and not have competition from other people. But I was a guy, every time I would come to any genre, I would do a number one. But I used to be ashamed of it because it was not done on purpose. Today, I'm not ashamed of it. I might have a number one in Amapiano in this year. And when it happens, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just going to be like, yep, that's what I do. Because I believe that at a point you have to accept what is your mission. You have to accept who you are, and you have to accept what you do. And you don't have to be sorry for what you do. And for a long time, I was the shy guy who was, oops, sorry, just passing by. Oops, sorry, oop. Today I look back and I'm like, yep. You don't talk to me when you talk about the French, the story of French hip hop. But back in the days, all you guys who are famous now, you were scared to perform after me and my sister. All of you guys. And you were hating because we were better than you. When I came to Zouk, yeah. Zouk was like this. I came and I create a line. I create a revolution. I created a revolution in Kizomba. I created a revolution in African music, Coupé Décalé, and a lot of these singers who are now doing music that is based on those genres have been inspired by me. And I assume it today. I assume it today, and I assume the legendary status. And back in the days, I think it's just the amount of humility and a certain type of education that makes you kind of not want to do waves and not want to make things about you, but want to make things about music. But more and more, I see documentaries, I hear people talking, I see Capverdians talking about, sorry, I have something in my eye. I see Angolans talking about Kizomba, Capverdians talking about Capverdian music, Portuguese talking about their music, French people talking about music, etc., etc. And I don't hear my name in the conversation. And then the same people, when they meet me, they're like, oh, you're the legend. Like, yo, listen, we owe you so much. Like, you did it. And I'm like, wait a minute. It's time for me to make a documentary or a book. It's time to start having this conversation where people put me back in the conversation, in all these conversations, because I believe that my contribution is fundamental to so many different genres today, and so many artists who are huge, Nigeria, Angola, Portugal, France, West Indies, Guyana, Jamaica, US. They send me messages on Instagram telling me that, oh my God, One Love is one of my inspiration. You inspired me to sing this, that. And I'm not in the conversation. I mean, I'm in the conversation, but I'm not, I've never been a guy looking for the trophies and these. I mean, listen, I have my free Cora awards. That's enough for me. I've been nominated in MTV Awards. I'm not in this conversation. I don't do this for the ego. But at a point, if you don't tell your story, some people might actually not talk about you in the story for a purpose of diminishing your contribution. And this is also one of the reasons why I have this show, where I can resituate myself in the conversation. And soon as I have the means, I will either write a biopic series where where I'm gonna do documentaries, and maybe also documentary about me and about like my 30 years, 25 years, whatever, in the music game, and how I just went, like, borders don't exist to me. And when a lot of people are scared to do all the things that I've done, even today, and me, I'm just, and it's so interesting how it was the fear of not being accepted that made me kind of move in the shadows sometimes. But I was creating subgenres. I really pushed the boundaries of so many of these cultures. I upgraded the quality of Zouk albums. I was the first one to do a Zouk album. This was Sumia's album, where there was a little bit of Zouk, a little bit of compa, a little bit of coupé décalé, a little bit of this, a little bit of kizomba. And interestingly, soon as I did this, the other people in the label, they did a coalition against me. And back in the days, I was like, why? I didn't do nothing to you. And then I start realizing they're scared. They're scared of the power, because they see. And me, I was like, oh, guys, But that's how humans are. When people like me come somewhere, a lot of people are scared, because they see the aura, they see how the intentions are pure. It's not a money thing. It's really to make the music, and to make the music better. And a lot of these people, they don't understand that, because they are in their little short-term vision, when I'm on a long-term mission. And to me, it was never a question of coupé décalé, zouk, kizomba, all that. Nah, it was about, I'm building something that is bigger than that. But back in the days, myself didn't even assume that. I was just doing it without really understanding what I was doing. I was just like, I'm doing it because I have to do it. Where today, I'm like, okay, I see what I did, and I see where I'm going, and I see why I did this way. And it's kind of like you're on autopilot, because you are guided by a higher force. And interestingly, as long as I was yearning for the acceptance of my peers, it kind of dimmed my power. I was making huge revolutions here and there in different genres, different countries, different borders, different countries, nationalities, different people from all walks of life come here. And you can see from all you guys are from different places, and you are all accepted here because that's the way I do it. But for a long time, this desire to be accepted in those communities, rather than just coming, kicking the door, and it comes from being humble. But it actually, once it disappeared, it gave me a clearer vision of who I am and what I'm here to do. And I believe that most people, if you are an artist, a performer, whatever is your walk of life, you don't need to yearn for people to accept you. You don't need to yearn for acceptance. You just need to do your thing and let your thing talk for you. And then have the places where you can explain what you're doing, and have the places where you can express your vision. And then the vision will talk for itself, and it will talk for you, and the numbers will talk for you. Because a lot of people, they talk a lot. And then we look at the numbers, and none of them are where I am in terms of numbers. But they talk a lot, and they talk loud until today. And I don't talk, I don't reply. Some people reply to them, they're like, please shut up. And yeah, listen, I wanted to be accepted by the French rap community, the West Indies, the Congolese, the Ivory Coast, the Angolans, Cape Verdeans, the Portuguese, the French, the Belgium. And then I was like, today I'm like, Shada gang. I'm the one accepting people, actually. I don't really care if people accept me or not. I mean, all I want them is to enjoy the music, and the rest has nothing to do with the conversation, actually. Where I am from, do I deserve, do I have the legitimacy to talk about Zouk, about Kizomba, about Coupé Décalé, about whatever I do. Because I'm a Bantu royalty. So yeah, that was me and acceptance. It's I learned a lot this last 25 years. You are the worldwide Chico, and nobody built like you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bo. Thank you, Borizanga Combo. Hey. I love the name too. Thank you so much. I think you open up a way to many artists that we see today, in my opinion. You were the first, not only for Congolese, but Africans in general. Thank you. I was one of them. One of the first, that's true. How did those comments affect you personally at the time? They did. I felt horrible. I felt misunderstood for a very long time. I felt, one day I was in Martinique, in the West Indies, the French West Indies. And I was taking my breakfast, and a woman was in the same hotel as me. And she come to my table with a paper. She said, "Oh, hey, Kaysha, it's you." I said, "Yeah. Hi, how are you?" She was like, "Oh, listen, I'm fine. I love your music. I would love to have an autograph." "Oh, sure, thank you. What's your name?" "Oh, my name is Caroline." "All right, to Caroline, one love, blah, 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 blah." And she's like, "So, you are from Martinique?" I was like, "Nope." "Oh, you're from Guadeloupe then?" "Nope." "Guyane?" "No." And she's like, "I'm from Congo." And she was like, "Oh." And she left without her autograph. And I felt sad because I was like, what does it have to do with music? What does it have to do with you liking me or not or whatever? And I'm lucky to never had really had racist altercations or being victim of a racism from white people. But that was clearly racism. And it feels strange when you feel that people have to accept you because of, and people want to bring everything to a nationality thing or my street or my neighborhood, when you are trying to do what the real Pan-Africanists should do. Make global music represent everybody. And if you listen to my songs, you listen to my lyrics, you will hear it. I represent Africa. I represent Africa before I represent Congo. And back in the days, the Congolese were mad. Yeah, you should. I represent Africa first, then I represent Congo, because that's where I was born. I was born in Kinshasa, but if you all remember, that's inside of Africa. And people are like, no, you should represent Congo first, and then yeah, of course you're African. I was like, no, that's not how I view it. That's not how I view it. That's not how you guys are all telling that the Lumumbas and all these people are your heroes. That's how they would say it. But then you realize you are on a higher mission than the people that you talk to. So the pain goes away with time. But back in the days, it was painful. It was like, you are trying to show up for everybody, and everybody's more interested in the things that you're not interested in. Like, I was born in Kinshasa. My mother is half Portuguese. My father is Congolese. I had 4 nationalities. I have 4 different passports. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Thank you for supporting the show. I have 4 different nationalities. I had 4 different nationalities. I was born Zairian. Then I became Congolese. Then I became Ivory Coast. Then I became Congolese again. Then I became French. No, it was a Zaire, then Ivory Coast, then Congo, then French. So just imagine how. And then I lived in France. I lived in Belgium. The first time I walked was in China or New York. I've been around the world as a baby. I traveled around the world with my father and my mom. And after that, I traveled around the world as myself. And I've seen so many cultures. I speak 9 languages. I understand so many cultures. And I some people, when I hear the conversations, I see how people are so close-minded in conversations about music. People talk about Kizomba like if Kizomba came from nowhere, when you cannot not continue the conversation without talking about Zouk, Kompa, and continue and arrive in Benin, arrive in Angola, arrive in Congo, arrive in all these places. But people want to simplify because people are limited. And when you are not a limited person and you are more an enlightened person, you feel lonely in the world because it takes a lot of time for you to be able to have conversations that are on your level. And I used to never speak like this because I felt that who you think you are to talk like this, and who you think you are to feel like this, like fit in. So I was like, but then even when I was trying to fit in, I would make a song and I would be like over everybody, and then I would be like, I'm sorry. Today I realized that, and I'm like, well, listen, it's not a question of being of ego or bragging. It's just like you are different from other people, and you are on a higher level in terms of your spirituality, or in terms of your creativity, in terms of your vision is different from all these people. All these people are trying to be number one in their streets. You are trying to be number one in another planet. So you are not cut from the same cloth. That's it. So, and but it takes a lot of time to you know, to accept it yourself. You see what I mean? I've always seen myself in your music, being Congolese, growing up in Abidjan and in the States. You represent all that. Exactly. That's exactly what I just said. Yes. Where is one place where you accepted that you didn't even know you had a fan base? All of them. Let me know when you need help directing that documentary. Yeah, listen, it's coming. I'm about to. I don't think I want to do one documentary. I think I'm probably gonna do 4 or 5 different. I'm just gonna start being in this business of the conversation about culture. When there are no borders in music, there are limitless possibilities. It's fun to see what an artist can create with that mindset. Very, very, very true. I think for my story, I really need like 12 episodes because, I wanted to do it on YouTube. Actually, I wanted to do a series called Veteran, where I would just tell my story from the beginning and in slow, like in 30 minutes episodes. But with Club Shada, I can tell my story bit by bit, and it's super interesting because sometimes I'm telling the same thing from a different point of view, and that's very interesting. It's a great way to resituate yourself in what you do. Yep. True to myself since a very long time. Indeed. But you never did Indian music though. Can you try that soon? Well, I have some stuff that have some Indian in it. I have a song called Beats Forever, where there's a lot of Indian stuff, but it was not like Indian. But I worked for some Indian artists for Sony Music India, and I wrote some songs and then they translate in Punjab. How is the relationship with Solar? Was he supportive? Very. He's always been super supportive. Yeah. I produced for an artist he was producing. I produced a track. And with the copyright money of that track, I could buy my second sampler. And I bought some instrument from that. My JV. It's a JV I bought from that. Good outlook. Really only the outlook. Just do your own. Yep. This was very deep. It was indeed. Congolese are so important in the music industry. They are. Good night, Kay. Thank you for what you are, what you build, produce, and educated. Thank you for giving me your kindness, and especially thank you for it. Thank you so much. Make sure you send me all the information and the size you want and the color you want, and I will send everything as soon as I'm done with this live in a few minutes. We stay in touch if you want. I'm going to sleep. You have a fever. Ooh. Take care of yourself. My pleasure, Emmanuel. Congrats again. You have to, don't thank me. You have to thank the Nightbot. He's the one choosing you. But listen, that's all I had to tell you tonight. I hope that it was a content that you enjoyed. I hope that I hope you learned something tonight, or that you had some fun. Make sure that whenever you have some time, or maybe after watching this episode of Club Shada, make sure that you go to any video in the channel and leave a like and a comment. You can leave a like or a comment on this one, but go on any of the videos, maybe the highlights of last week's shows, something. Leave a like, leave a comment. We are on YouTube, where the algorithm has to deal with 400 hours of video that is uploaded every minute. And when you put those likes and those comments, the YouTube algorithms, they're like, oh, people like these videos, so they try to show it to more people, and it makes this show grow and grow and grow. And I need it to grow to a certain level so I can start selling this space here. And I stop sponsoring myself, and I start bringing new brands to support us. But in the meantime, this show is brought to you by Shada, where I'm the God of good fortune, and very, 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 very welcome to all our subscribers that subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for coming here, and whatever you do in your channel, be respectful if you don't want to be blocked. I will play you a track. From my second album called Worlds Electric. And it's a track that was recorded in New York in Black Pearl Studios with Papa Jube and Peter Irving, mixed by Vince McLean, who mixed Ready to Die by Notorious B.I.G. And he also worked with P. Diddy at the time. And I wish I remember the name of all the kids who sang the chorus for me, but I don't have this information. I probably have it in their photos in the booklet of the album. But listen, it was amazing to have some time with you. Be safe out there, and this is a peace out, and I will see you Sunday for the next episode of Club Shada. Don't forget that not this Sunday, but in 1, 2, 3 episodes, our guest will be the one and only Dalia M, and we will have a conversation about, I don't know, but it's gonna be fun. Peace, one love. Thanks for your continued support. Thank you so much for being with me and being the people that I can talk to at night. It feels great.
Stock of money, if they stop being sunny, you don't keep with acne. See, you know, that never flee, cause just with unlimited activity, that's history. Our biography grows up ebony and ivory. No, it's not with facility, but you my embassy. Young cat, we critique a dancy. That's a community, I mean a dynasty. True head without no felony. Me and my companions in a cool TP. Even more of that ferocity, cause he ain't no CD, unlimited boundaries. We just became divinities, cause we spread worldwide from Israel to Germany. Kill an enemy with sentence complete like a rhyme dictionary. Punchline factory, you wanna battle me? No bug in my matrix, no MC wanna be. Best time to be what you dreamt to be. No good or bad luck, now it's just you and me and the destiny. That's right. Funny rappers, abandon shit, one pool mics, no technique. We wreck shop anyway, with energy I can't first. Choose randomly, my verse make you think I did rhyme studies. In university I rock on and on, nothing got me collapse like back cruise. Now who's gonna last? To the blast, my lyrical silences. I make experiences with sentences and tenses. You get evidence that I pay the price. I gotta work twice. My theories of groove like email and Bryce. Label business, here today, gone the next minute. Me do my best, so my rhyme Kaysha infinite. Yo, I can't give a fuck who pay bills. It's all about skills. I break your team like Shaquille and just chill. Born 1974 in the motherland. Like never before, we search the promised land. Yo. It was about time, you and I had a discussion. The French Russian, about what? The repercussion of my percussion. The way my music, execution. Took a little push on, far away from diminution. Rock the nation, without being a technician. Just from ignition, and care about what? No fashion. You can play a hit and spit formation. Still no friction, cause I'm into some other mission. What? That's right. Players.